Hello everyone, my name is Ravshan and we're going to interview Emma Larson from USA. So let's talk about their culture. Our interview will be about culture and how long have you been in Kazakhstan?
Almost 4 months.
Okay, for almost 4 months. And how did you represent Kazakhstan before your arrival?
Before coming here, I knew very little about Kazakhstan. It's a country that America doesn't really think about a lot of the time. But I made sure to do some research, so I was a little bit prepared. And the things that I knew and that really stuck out was the nomadic culture of Kazakhstan. I knew that it was a nomadic place with nomadic people. I also, in my mind, it was a place with a lot of oil and like natural resources. And also that it's just such a huge country. It's like the 9th biggest in the world. And I studied Soviet history at university, so I knew a little bit about Kazakhstan through that. Yeah.
Okay. So what surprised you at the beginning of your stay? Maybe you had a cultural shock.
Yeah. I think the culture shock was mostly just how disorganized things were. I really had to learn to go with the flow and it's hard to plan anything. And I was also surprised, and I talk about this a lot, but how open everyone is. Like, people invite you to their home and, want to know how you're doing. And it feels really nice to be a part of a bigger community.
So, are you familiar with our traditions?
I think some of them now. I was not familiar before, but I've learned a lot about Kazakh weddings and traditional Kazakh nomadic culture, jewelry and ornaments, and a bit too about Kazakh food, and that's a really big part of the culture.
Which one do you think the most interesting and unusual in our traditions?
Oh, that's a really good question. My favorite tradition is dastarhan.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because a lot of different cultures have food as a centerpiece. People sit around and share a meal. But there's something so special about the way that people will spend hours in Kazakhstan sitting at the table and talking and just being close to one another.
Yeah. Eating meat and drinking a tea.
Yes, eating meat and drinking tea is a culture that I think everyone can get behind.
So, have you tried our national dishes?
Yes, beshbarmak, lagman, port, hummus, manti. Yes, a lot of national dishes.
What did you like the most?
I love beshbarmak. But that's only for, in my experience, celebrations. Something I eat every day is kort.
Kort, yes, it's really the best one. So, what difficulties do you have with the language in your daily life? Maybe which of the language you use the most, Russian or Kazakh?
Yeah, I definitely use Russian more because I studied Russian at university. But I'm learning Kazakh now, and it's a hard language. I'm definitely facing some difficulties, but every time I have a lesson, I can feel myself getting a little bit better. And that's what's the most important.
Okay, so that's all our questions. So thank you,
yes, thank you.
Rahmet. So goodbye. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.